Hey everybody, Dennis here. Today we're going to be working on the Chevy Silverado. We're going to try and finally replace this door lock actuator here. And once I get it off and disassembled, I got some other stuff to show y'all. First off, we have to pop this cover off here, this trim piece. I can remember how doing it without breaking it. There we go. See? There you go. Next, we're going to need to pop this off. It just comes off pretty easily on this truck anyway. Next, we're going to take the master switch off and unplug its 3 connectors. Next we have 2 7mm screws, first one being right here. That hold the door panel on. Next one's right here, kind of hard to see from the camera angle. I said there's one more, but I guess I'm wrong. At least we'll find out in a minute. And the door panel should be ready to come off. Actually, I take that back. Got this trim piece up here in the corner. Just pops off. Now, should be ready to come off. Trying to remember, because there's a way you can break this door panel, and actually this one is kind of already broken. Oh, okay. You gotta lift up on this door panel. You can't pull out. Most of the cars I've ever dealt with, the Lexus and Toyota and Subaru, they all have clips that hold the door panels in. This one you actually have to lift up, pull back, because if you don't, you'll end up with something like this. If I can get it out here. There, it went on my grab. I'll show y'all in a second. Now I just gotta unplug this vanity light, or whatever you want to call it. Try not to break it. Move this door panel out the way. So this is what you'll end up with if you do not lift that door panel up the right way. You got to lift it up because it hooks in. It does not pull straight out, and that's what I think the guy that first owned this truck did. And then I repeated it when I pulled it off before. Anyway. So now what we're going to do is focus on this area where the door lock actuator actually is. Trying to remember. I've had this out before. Wasn't too terribly hard to do. The bulb came loose inside of the housing there. Anyway, there are 3 connectors on this. This is actually going to be a latch actuator, and I'll explain to y'all in a little bit why I had to go this route. It's a rather expensive route, but it's what I had to do. I actually was able to get the actuator for, I think it was 110 bucks, but none of the actuators came with this third. The wind just blew the door panel over there. Yay. None of the lock actuators came with this third connector here, which is actually glued onto the back, and it has this rod that's attached to it right here. I'm not sure what its function is, but you know, this whole latch assembly was $230, and I'll show y'all when I get the old one out some other stuff. So anyway, trying to remember, because like I said, it's been a little while, how this came out. Matter of fact, I didn't bring a flashlight. Have one in the truck. So this new actuator came with some of these clips that normally you would just unplug the rod, but it came with new clips on it, so I don't have to worry about necessarily breaking them or whatever. So probably the way I'll undo it, to me, probably a little easier. Just depends. Blah blah blah. That was sharp. Man, that was sharp. Good grief, that cut me good. There's a window track. Watch out, that thing's sharp. Anyway, so trying to see. There's a couple of these rods inside of here, and they have these little clips that you have to unlock. And there, that one just came loose. That one is for the door. Which one is that? That's the key lock, I think. That was for the lock. And then there is another one right here. And that one is for the handle. So it's just, you're gonna have to kind of get in there yourself. I can't get a camera in there to show y'all, so it's gonna be one of those things that I'll pop it loose and bring y'all back. How about that? Alright, so I got the 2 rods loose from the key lock and the door handle, and now there's actually there's 2 more. One more right here for the handle. And to get that one off, it's easiest to just unbolt the door handle and then remove the rod. And it's a 10mm bolt. And once you remove that, pull this actuator or this handle forward. Pops out. I can get this one to work with me. And once you do that, it's a little easier to get this tab retaining clip off this rod. Matter of fact, while I got this still on there, I'm gonna zoom in and show y'all. This is what all those other clips look like inside the door. Try and get y'all focused a little better. Sorry about that. This tripod's a little stiff. Good grief. There. That only took a minute. Anyway, this is what they all look like. And you have to pop them open. Go ahead and move my hands. Where's that screwdriver? trusty pry tool, and I can't find it. Where'd it go? Well, I don't know where it's at, so I'm just going to have to do without for now. I would set it down when I was looking for something. Anyway, so I'm trying to see. Let me zoom y'all out just a little bit, maybe y'all can see a little better. Try and get my fingers behind the back sides of this tab and push it forward. But that's just not happening for me today. There we go. See how it went from, let's see. Try to see if I can show you all this. Closed would be where that tab is on top of the rod, and open is like that, 90 degrees off. And then the rod should either simply lift out or sometimes it pops out. So, let's see. There's another little close-up of that clip. So, anyway. So that rod's loose. Go ahead and pull that out of the way. And this rod is actually for the lock. And you gotta be careful with these. Actually, I don't know, you can make sure y'all can see. These are for the lock. But you wanna make sure you're careful with these, don't break them. So, alright, now that those two rods are loose, like I said, there's those 3 clips, we can focus on actually unbolting and then unplugging the actuator, which is going to be over here just a little. And I'm going to go ahead and unplug it, or actually unbolt it, excuse me. And it is a T30 for these 3 bolts over here in the corner. And zoom down in just a little more. Alright. As you heard, it fell down, so that means it's loose. Alright, now that it's loose, it's going to take a little bit of maneuvering to get this thing out. Get the rods to cooperate, and also undo that harness just a little bit. I'll cut myself some more. And as I'm pulling it down and getting better access to the plugs, I'll go ahead and unplug it. Like I said, there's 3. Alright, so here is the door lock actuator latch assembly, as it is commonly called, with all the rods and stuff on there, and I'm going to swap them the best that I can. And I'm going to explain to y'all how I come to find out that I was going to have to get this whole latch. To start off, there is a part number on top of this latch. You can't really see it anymore. I believe it was a 1506-3681. I may be wrong on that because I can't really see it anymore. But the part number ended up being, this is a 2000 Silverado. That part number all ended up being for a 2003 to 2007. And that's why I couldn't ever find it on any of the parts lists, so I had to do a little research and found this exact actuator for an 03 Silverado when it's a 2000, but that's what it used. So, and as you can see, they're identical. Oop, the rod caught the camera. I mean, it got a color difference in the connector, but it'll work. So like I said, I gotta unplug these rods, and I'm gonna try to put them in almost the exact same position on this one, and hopefully that'll be all right. So anyway, that's what I'm fixing to do, and I'll bring y'all back when I got everything swapped over. All right, I got all the rods swapped over, and I forgot to show y'all what the actual problem was. Here is the, I can't even see myself. Here is the new lock actuator. As you can see, this is the actual latch or lock plunger for the actuator. See how it goes all the way down? It has that little black rubber mount on it right there. Here is the, let's see, the old one. It's actually broken off. See if y'all can see that. So anyway, so that is why this door was not locking or unlocking with the switch ever. Since I've owned this truck, it has been that way. So what we're going to go ahead and do now is we got all the rods swapped over. We're going to go ahead and install the new latch assembly. I'm trying to remember how to do this. Hopefully I won't forget my flashlight in the door. It really doesn't matter. I can go ahead and plug it in now or plug it in later, but I'm going to go ahead and look at these two rods for the door facing up. And then go ahead and start them. And now that I got it in there, I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and try to get some of these bolts started. That way I have something to work with. And I can have both of my hands free. I hope I'm getting all this on camera because I can't see the screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reattach the rods first before I get this bolted in. That one's on, and real quick on here I'm going to go ahead and plug everything in. This wire runs behind the rods, or in front of, I should say, and I'm going to go ahead and plug this thing in. You can see all the connections really close. So alright, now that that's all plugged in, I'm going to put the rods back in place. And then I'll worry about this one in a minute once I get the actuator bolted down. bolts down. Now, go ahead and grab my flashlight out of there. Before I forget. Run this rod. I'm going to zoom y'all back out, I guess. Go ahead and run this rod back through this weather strip, coating, whatever y'all want to call it. Got different names, different people. Which don't stay up numbered. And I'm going to reattach the interior door handle rod to the handle. Snap it, and then try and get it back in. Probably should have done that a little differently. That's a little bit. Let's see if we find an easier way to do it. Guess that'd be a little easier right there. So, anyway, I'll get that 10mm back in, and I'll bring y'all back in just a second. Alright, so we're going to reattach this door panel. It's kind of difficult to do because that piece is broken, and I don't have any epoxy to fix it. Disconnected through from the courtesy light right now. It's in, but not in all the way. It's not. There. I think it's in now. Yep, it's good. So now all that has to be done is put all of the hardware back on. The mirror switch, or should I say master switch? I don't know why I keep saying mirror switch. And the two 7mm screws. Put on door handle cover. Put on this A-pillar trim piece, which y'all didn't really see me take off, goes up here. Latch now. Put on the lock. Unlock switch, I guess, button you want to call it. Don't want to go on though. Come on. does not want to go on. Maybe because I'm trying to put it on backwards. That'd probably be why I was trying to put it on backwards. Anyway, I'll worry about the cursor light in a minute. So I want to go ahead and get this thing on and test it. You know what I'm saying? And for the review, I'll zoom y'all in, y'all can look at the button. See if the button works. Ooh. Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna love that. Yeah. And that is how you replace a door lock actuator latch assembly on a 2000 Chevy Silverado. Thanks for watching. Y'all please comment, rate, and subscribe. And y'all have a great day.